NBA YoungBoy granted $100,000 bond.
YoungBoy is out of the Cache County Jail on a $100,000 bond. The 24-year-old, whose real name is Kentrell Galden, is facing dozens of charges accusing him of being involved in a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring.
NBA YoungBoy gets house arrest revoked.
For Baton Rouge rapper NBA YoungBoy after another arrest in Utah this week. A judge here responded by revoking his house arrest. He's accused of running a fraudulent prescription drug ring.
The streets are talking.
He already got a federal hold anyway. He was on an active federal hold. That's why he was on house arrest.
Right.
Already. He violates that, called 48 more counts. 2 of them being guns. His Fed case is a gun, along with the pharmaceutical. But was throwing me. I've never heard of negotiation before prelims. Prelim gonna bound your ass over. Listen, even if you get a bond, your ass going to prelim.
Assuming that you're still incarcerated.
It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast. Back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a fomatic, built to last and made for static. Dwelling in the podcast studios right now. Thank y'all for watching another episodic adventure in the episodic life of NBA YoungBoy. Never broke again. Y'all saw my last video. Y'all liked it. Subscribe. Hit the like button and share. Thank y'all for all the comments. Everybody who watched the last video on NBA YoungBoy, you're going to really enjoy this update. In the last video with NBA YoungBoy, what we talked about is the fact that he was arrested on a prescription drug fraud case, and we talked about his need to get some help for what was going on with his addiction in his life. Some people agreed with us in the comments. A lot of people did not agree with us in the comments. Thank you, though, for everybody who left a comment. Let's go forward till today. What we had happen, NBA YoungBoy was in court for a bond hearing where he waived his preliminary hearing and he was granted a $100,000 bond. Now, there's a lot of confusion about what's going on, whether NBA YoungBoy is free. Is he not free? What's the potential of him going back to Gravedigger Mountain? Is he in Utah? Is he in Baton Rouge? A lot of people want to know, got a lot of questions. We're going to do our best to unravel this today. So let's go to the first video, get you some more details. Let's go back to the future before we go.
The rapper may be good at making music, but according to police, he has no future in acting, as a bad impersonation is part of what got him caught.
Baton Rouge's NBA YoungBoy, real name Kentrell Galden, is in some major legal trouble once again.
Love you.
All while on house arrest in Utah.
No, I don't wake up in no cell.
For a slew of federal weapons charges here in Louisiana.
This 10-page affidavit filed by officials in Cache County, Utah. Galden is accused of running a large...
Now, to clarify that, those charges that the media alludes to, he was 2 seconds from being acquitted and exonerated for. Basically, the reason why he was granted this lavish house arrest in Gravedigger Mountain is that his lawyers had a major victory and basically proved in court that there was no way that the state could prove that any of the guns that was the media just showed in that expose belonged to NBA YoungBoy or was ever in NBA YoungBoy's possession. Just so people understand, he hasn't been granted any special treatment. The only reason that he was able to be in Utah on Gravedigger Mountain is because his lawyers had successfully proved that the weapons did not belong to him. The judge had already conceded that, and the state was stalling on coming to the grips that they would have to release NBA YoungBoy because they hadn't proved their case. A lot of people speculate that the state had a goal of holding on to NBA YoungBoy until he reoffended. They kept him in what I would say amounted to slavery on Gravedigger Mountain, driving him into a mental health crisis, which led him to his addiction. Let's go back to the video. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Scale prescription fraud ring. He's facing 62 counts of forgery and identity theft. And today here in federal court, a motion was filed to revoke his pretrial release and force him to come back to Baton Rouge.
Jelly Dick signed that motion and issued a warrant for his arrest this afternoon.
Once all this behind me, move to Europe or some.
The investigation into Golden began in January of this year after pharmacists alerted police to suspicious prescriptions being called in under real doctors' names for fake patients. Utah police allege he was scamming pharmacists to get prescription cough syrup. Police were able to nab Golden and his friends for the scheme when they called the alleged 71-year-old woman who the prescriptions were supposed to be for. To the officer, it was obvious a young male was trying to impersonate an older woman's voice. Golden has denied he knew this was going on.
According to Golden's attorney, he is still in jail in Utah and no bond has been set. If he bonds out, he will be arrested and brought back to Baton Rouge.
All right, everybody, I've been hearing a lot of people doing their YouTube thing, 1, 2, so lots of all the other YouTube content creators, and there was a lot of questions, you know what I'm saying, on Clubhouse and Twitter on where is he free? So let's get that one more time, man, direct from the horse's mouth, man, you know what I'm saying?
And brought back to Baton Rouge. In the newsroom, Bess Casper. According to Golden's attorney, he is still in jail in Utah and no bond has been set. If he bonds out, he will be arrested and brought back to Baton Rouge. In the newsroom, Bess Casperly, WBRZ News 2.
So according to WBRZ, NBA YoungBoy at the last report was still in Utah, and if he bonds out, he'll be shipped back to Baton Rouge. Let's get some more details for you on the 4-year-old rap artist whose real name is Kentrell Golden appeared Thursday, May 9th before Judge Spencer D. Walsh in the Cass County, Utah court for bond hearing. Golden was arrested April 16th at his home in Huntsville, where he has a house where he was on house arrest while awaiting trial on federal weapons charges. He faces 63 felonies and misdemeanors related to fraudulent prescription operation, which included identity fraud under false pretenses, forgery, possession, and of dangerous weapon by a restricted person, engaging in a pattern of unlawful activity and possession of a controlled substance. The case are accused of traveling to nearby pharmacies to pick up prescriptions for pills that have been filled on bogus orders from people pretending to be real doctors. The defense informed Walsh that the state agreed to a $100,000 bond in exchange for waiving a preliminary hearing where the state would have to convince a judge that a crime was committed, and that was committed by the defendant. His arraignment was set for July 1st, at which time he will 26 additional charges related to the prescription fraud case were filed against Godwin and Weber County, including second-degree felony count of possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person, and 2 Class A misdemeanor counts of distributing a controlled substance. He was held without bond. Authorities said Godwin will at some point be transferred back to federal custody in U.S. Middle District Court of Louisiana, where he faces July 15th trial on a possession of firearm charge in Baton Rouge. U.S. District Judge Shelly Dick, who is presiding over the federal case, signed an order May 2nd postponing the trial to a date yet to be determined, as several pending motions in the case play out. Court records show that the weapons charge stemmed from a 2020 music video Baton Rouge police rounded up Godwin and 15 others after swarming the video shoot and finding pistols and assault rifles hidden in the area, arrest reports indicate. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney Office in Baton Rouge confirmed Thursday that when Godwin is ultimately released from Utah State custody, he will be detained by federal authorities. There you go with the details, man. Did my best for you guys to clean that up for you guys and get the details for you guys.
In jail for almost a month since his arrest, YoungBoy agreed to waive a preliminary hearing to get a chance to make bail. His arraignment is set for July 1st, where they're expecting him to enter a plea deal.
Instead of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, it's a lower burden of proof, which is there a reasonable belief that a crime was committed by you? And the court has to view all the evidence that it would receive in a light most favorable to the government, to the prosecution. Understanding that legal standard and having had discussions with your attorneys, do you hereby waive your right to your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. The court finds that Mr. Galden has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to his preliminary hearing. He will be bound over for trial on all the charges set forth in the information, the charging document in this case. Bail will be set through stipulation of the parties at $100,000. That will be bondable. And in talking to the attorneys, it sounds like they would like to set this out for an arraignment at a later point in time. Mr. Finley, would you like to go ahead and articulate anything specific related to that?
Yes, Your Honor, as discussed in chambers, and I explained to Mr. Galden, even if it's set up for arraignment, say in 60 days, the court has made it clear through discussion with counsel, if there is a resolution well before then, we're welcome to come back before Your Honor at any point in the future.
Okay, very good. So we'll set.
Did y'all catch that last part right there? I'm familiar with this attorney. That's a cold attorney right there doing great work. Thank you. This basically what the attorney said is if we can come up with a resolution before 7-1, then I've already told Mr. Godwin that we're more than welcome to come back to your court before then. So the goal is right immediately after this bond hearing that he's already in works with the district attorney to get these charges resolved. Whoever won't get their promotion, whoever wanted to get their name in the newspaper, you did it. But his attorney is not going for the okie doke, and he probably letting everybody in Utah know now. My client has $15 million, and he is ready to go to war over these charges and him being the addict. And I am willing to drag every police officer that you arrested this young child and these other children. I'm ready to drag every police officer and every minor statute in the court if y'all press these 63 charges in Utah. So they gonna get a plea deal. They gonna get a plea deal in Utah, and we already know what was going on in Baton Rouge. They already lost that case. Y'all remember academics celebrating the victory for NBA YoungBoy in the gun case? So they making it seem like it's more than what it is. Y'all let me know in the comment section. NBA YoungBoy get a $100,000 bail. He's bonded out of Utah. According to the reports that we uncovered here, the scenario would be if he's bonded out of Utah, he would directly get shipped on federal hold to Baton Rouge to finish up that case. But like I reported, the judge in Baton Rouge has already signed paperwork that she was hearing the case, but she hasn't granted him a date to when that case will be heard. So more than likely, the Utah case will be resolved before they get back to Baton Rouge, and we already knew what the numbers was in Baton Rouge. That's why he was able to be in Gravedigger Mountain. Some people, y'all let me know if y'all agree, man, in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This Perfect Time Paddock, automatic like a fomatic, built for tragedy, made for static, in the building. Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. We out.